Hello, this is Mickey Speedway USA, and there's a lot of different characters with pretty significant differences. And for a lot of this run, I'll be using Ludwig, who has really slow acceleration and really like not that great of handling and really bad handling, but he is great in a lot of other ways. Hi, RBW. So the main reason you want to use Ludwig is because he has a really good top speed, which helps a lot in the run. And the category I'll be doing is all professional cups. So, and you can also change characters in the middle of the run. So later on, I'll be changing for some of the tracks with sharp turns and such. So I guess I'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, it actually went. Let's go. Hello, Rhea. And so this is the first track. It's not that challenging. One big thing with this run is that there's a fair bit of RNG because typically if things are going correctly, you'll be way ahead of all the other racers. So it's pretty like, and this works on the system of the worse place you're in, the better items you'll get. And that also applies for the computer. So if they're way behind, they're very likely to get good power-ups, such as like, and one of them is a stormy weather power-up that'll make you go slower. Oh well, there's rubber banding, but it's not real. I'd prefer it to be like rubber banding, like that just made them catch up really easily, but nah, it's the kind where they get really good power-ups. But you're still typically ahead by quite a bit, and there's a stormy weather, but luckily it didn't affect me. Hi, Kefka. Hello, Freyas. And Dr. Fish. Hope y'all are all doing well. Thanks for the 11 months, Kefka. I've been doing pretty well. And this is the second track. This is the first track where it's really likely to get several stormy weathers, and there are a few things you can do to mitigate it. Like, for example, I'm trying to have the computer not get hurt by my power-ups, so I'm not really using them, just to make sure that the computer doesn't get too far behind, so that they're more likely to get the stormy weather power-ups. I already got one. I'll be getting probably several in this track, likely, honestly. I'm doing well. Oh no! I hope. I've heard it's really bad in a lot of places. I hope y'all can make it okay. And I hope it gets cooler around there soon. Yeah, I've been doing a lot. I had a lot of fun with first pass, like helping out with that and things. I'm excited for like SGDQ coming up. And yeah, you see, I'm getting a lot of stormy weathers. Wow, 46-second lap is not that great, but that's how this run can go, honestly. Honestly, if this was a PB attempt, I may have reset at this point. I don't know how this lap will be, though. It may still be... Typically, I get about 2 minutes in this track. I think the PB has a little, like a 203 or something, so... This is, honestly, pretty average still. But that's how this can be. Haven't seen this game in a while. Oh, nice. Ah. Well, I'm glad y'all will be fine. still, but sorry that it's really hot around there. Yeah, this is a really fun game. I really like it. I played this game a lot as a kid, and it's really fun to run in spite of the RNG in it. So. Yeah, typically, even though there's last one weathers, they also affects all the other racers as well as you. So even though you will get hurt by swing weathers a lot, the other racers generally will as well. So in the end, you'll still be way ahead of everyone else because they affect all of the racers except the person who used it. So oh my gosh, that was okay. That worked somehow. The thing that was about to hit me is basically the equivalent of a red shell in Mario Kart. But it somehow evaded me, so yay. And that's something that you can get hit by, and it's honestly pretty punishing to get hit by that because Ludwig has really, really slow acceleration, so it takes a long time to get back up to top speed. But luckily I somehow evaded that. Oh, this is Nintendo 64. Yeah. And yeah, there's also a GBC version, which I haven't really played that much. I definitely want to check it out at some point. The few times I played it, it seems like it felt oddly hard for some reason, and oddly precise to get acceptable, to get like time set would let you win. But I may have just missed something. I should go back to that game because it seems like a lot of fun, and the Game Boy Color version also has like transfer pack compatibility with this game, which namely can unlock Huey, one of the racers, and Huey is also pretty helpful for the speed run in the last two courses. So if you're running the US version, you need the transfer pack will unlock Huey, but in the Japanese version, you just need to get a staff ghost token to unlock him. So that's one nice thing about the Japanese version. But luckily, I have like a save file already, so I can just use Huey on this file. Not sure how this is compared to PB. My PB is honestly pretty solid and had incredibly good RNG at the end, so I'm not really attempting to beat that, but it would be cool if I could, but I don't think it's incredibly likely to do that. This run's generally been pretty solid so far. I might actually save time on the split and it could gold maybe. I'll see how it goes. Oh, heck yeah! Alright, that was a good lap. Hey, poorly drawn bees, it's good to see you. Okay, it was pretty close to gold, nice. I'm 7.2 ahead of PB, but I'm expecting to lose a lot of time just because of RNG, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, nice, nice. You held records in the GBC version, yeah. I should definitely look more into that game. The GBC version of this. Wow, wait. Oh, I think, I was wondering why I didn't see any 6, but I think 2 racers tied for 5th. That can happen sometimes, and it makes the character portraits a little bit odd. Normally there's like different character portraits for someone getting in 5th or and 6th, but sometimes the 4th place person can have it as well if there's a tie or anything. Wow, 2 stormy weathers in this track is honestly pretty bad RNG, but that's how this can go. Yeah, the transfer pack is kind of inconvenient, honestly. I don't really own one, so it can be inconvenient for games that, like, use it for extra features and things. And there's also a possibility of getting, like, a speed boost. It's not incredibly likely to get, but it's kind of nice if you can get one as a power up. I would lay this down so I could try again for it, but that makes it more likely for me to get stormy weathers by the AI getting hit by my baseball. Oh my gosh, wow. So one thing I want to do for a marathon, if this gets in like a marathon, is like a charity marathon, is like donate a set amount for each time I get hit by stormy weather. And definitely with a run like this, I'd be donating quite a bit. I've gotten hit by an especially high amount in this course so far. Like something like 6 or so already. Hey Lady Starbird, it's good to see you. Yeah, Mickey O'Hart. This game is also, I believe, based on the Diddy Kong racing engine, which is kind of cool. And it's also made by Rare, so it's definitely a neat game. I honestly should not have laid that down. At least I think it's made by Rare. I could be totally wrong on that, but I thought it was. I know at the very least it uses the Donkey Kong, or the Diddy Kong racing engine. Oh my gosh, I almost messed up that turn, and hitting a wall is incredibly punishing, so that's why I'll be wanting to switch characters later on in this run, because Huey can handle these tracks pretty well, but starting around the 4th cup, I'll be wanting to switch. It is possible, I think, the 4th one is, as Huey can have to be faster, but it's pretty tricky. And also, the 5th one is somewhere where it's really not feasible to do it on some of the tracks, just because the turns are so sharp and you want good acceleration. But for this one, it's best to just use Huey. And you'll also notice I'm getting coins. What they do is they increase your top speed, but I don't believe that they're relevant for Huey because he already starts at like top speed when you have 0 coins, so it doesn't really help to get more. It may help with acceleration though, but I'm not sure. Here's somewhere where you can definitely get a lot of stormy weathers. I don't know how many I've gotten in this run so far, but it's definitely been quite a few. I'm surprised we fought it off a lot on my splits. I guess maybe I can compare it against my average because I don't know if it's that feasible for me to beat my Peter. Wow, I'm already getting one. You see? This is how the game can be. You just keep getting them. Yeah, you can, like... You can try to cut through this, and it is faster, but it's a little risky, and that one, it's pretty tricky to cut through, and it's incredibly punishing if you fall. Hey, I got to show what happens if you fall. I'd rather not have had to do it by that, but hey. The funny thing is, that's not even incredibly punishing, because now I'm... Oh, okay, thank you for the bump, Daisy. Because now I'm less likely to get stormy weathers. So it's honestly not incredibly too bad that happens, that I fell there. Even though it does lose quite a bit of time because I had to regain my acceleration. One other one you can get if you're a decent amount behind is something equivalent to a star in Mario Kart. Just a shield, and it also makes you go faster. And it's pretty cool to get that, but it's not really feasible here. And that was a good lap. What's this going? Oh wow, lost a lot of time there. That's how RNG can be. Yeah. It's almost like that there's a lot of RNG in the sun or something. And here's a really short track. This is only about 40 seconds, and I usually don't get stormy weathers in this track. I won't say it can't happen, but I haven't gotten one in this track. I guess I'll compare it against splits, even though I'm not that likely to beat any. Just to see how I do against them. And you also want to make sure to use the B button while drifting to slow down. Otherwise, you'll almost definitely hit a wall in a lot of cases. So it takes a lot of... there's a lot to, like, learning how to use Ludwig to go fast in some of the courses. But it's definitely fun and, like, an interesting thing to have in the speedrun. I feel sets this game apart from a lot of other racing game speedruns. And here's the track where, oddly, I don't think the racers drive past any item boxes, so you don't have to worry about getting hit by stormy weathers in this track. At least from my experience of like 15 or so times running through this track. It's possible that it's also different each time, and I've just never encountered them driving by them by stormy weather. So it's kind of nice to get a break from that. As a whole, there's still some RNG because of later courses, but this course has relatively low RNG compared to other ones. Oh, hi Ria, it's good to see ya. What? I just totally, like, missed the speed boost. That usually does not happen. I don't know why that happened there. I guess I just drove in between them or something. It's not a bad time. 2 Rias. Okay, this track. This is probably one of the more tricky courses to do. And there is like also an all staff ghost category where you have to beat all the staff ghosts on all the tracks. And this is honestly the track that keeps me from running that category because the staff ghost is pretty precise and the turn right there is pretty hard to do. You have to get something like 55 seconds, I think, to beat the Staff Ghost, which I still need to learn how to do this track properly. And yeah, it's pretty challenging. Otherwise, oh my gosh, game! I just totally missed that turn. That can happen. Luckily, there's a hill right here. But because there isn't really that much RNG in that category, and typically you don't worry about swing wedges in the track, so that's really not good to have happen. But it can happen sometimes. So just totally go the wrong way. But yeah, that category is slightly shorter than this. There's also a bonus track that you can unlock by doing something in the practice mode. And so there's an extra track for that category that isn't in this one. Because it's only available in the time trial. I guess maybe I could actually offer that as a donation incentive. Showing off the bonus track. I guess, I don't know if I'd show off unlocking it or not. So let's hope RNG is nice. I mean, I don't usually count on it to be, but you never know. But this is the last track I'll be using Loop League. After this track, I'll be switching to Huey, who has pretty good top speed and better handling and acceleration. So he'll be a lot more helpful for a shortcut coming up in a later track. Oh my gosh, it'd be so nice that I don't get swing weather in this track. It's usually gets swing. Yeah, there we go. Still, it looks like there'll only be one because I'm about to finish this. So, one is not bad at all. We'll definitely take that. That was a little time. Made that mistake in New York also a little time. Still not that bad of sweats. So now I'm gonna switch to Huey. Do this one. Go on to Victory Vehicles. This is one of the tracks you don't start with when you on an empty save file. You have to collect some things and beat races in certain places to unlock this track. And it's definitely kind of tricky to get used to the new handling of Huey as opposed to Blue League. So definitely the beginning of this can be a little tricky, but it's not that hard to adjust. So I don't think. And also, if you get first in every course on every track in a course, you get another platinum trophy instead of a gold trophy, which I think is required for to get certain codes and such. And also, one thing that this game has is like an emblem you can find in each world. And I think you have to find all 4 of those to unlock the final course. But this starts from a completed save file, which already has all the 5 courses, so I don't need to worry about that. I guess I could also maybe do a donation incentive for mirror mode. That might also be kind of cool. If I submit this for like a marathon. but there isn't as much variation in weather as in previous courses because Huey speed isn't so much above the other racers, but it can still happen here. And I'm likely to still come across a few in certain tracks. And here the coins are more important than when you're playing as Ludwig because Huey's top speed isn't really at max yet, so collecting coins and such does help with that. You can get up to 20, but after that, it caps at 20. And yeah, you see there, I got like a swing weather. That can happen. Typically, they last for about 12 seconds, but I may have gotten the double there. Okay, and it's also possible to not know that to like get thrown off by the losing this one weather and having a higher top speed after that. Oh my gosh, I missed that. This is also a track. This is probably my favorite music track in the game. Each course has different music, and generally the music in this game is pretty solid. And there's a lot of shortcuts you can do here with Huey, since he has better acceleration than Ludwig. Technically, the most viable race for this is Ludwig, but you have to use him for the other races as well if you use him here. And it's also pretty hard to use him here. I think my PB in this track uses Huey, because I haven't learned really how to use Ludwig for this track yet. But he can technically be faster if you do the track correctly. How you know swing weathers there? That's cool. I pretty frequently get swing weathers in that track. 2D on 3D, I'm honestly not sure on that. I kind of consider it fully 3D. Honestly don't really get how Mario Kart 64 isn't fully 3D, but I'm not the most knowledgeable on that, on like animation effects and things like that. But to my knowledge, this is fully 3D, but I could be totally wrong on that, honestly. But this is Malibu. This is a track that has a shortcut here where you can just bunny hop through this area, and it's quite a bit faster than going through that way. But you have to be careful not to hit a wall because you'll lose a lot of speed if you do that. And due to being on the dirt, you won't really regain it, or due to being on the sand. And this is a track where it's not really optimal to use Ludwig because you cannot take that shortcut. And also there's some pretty sharp turns at certain parts of the track. I'm pretty sure the world record uses Huey here. For some reason, Mickey's portrait here is as if he's in first, even though he's in second. Like, he has this really happy face that he usually does when he's in first, so that's kind of a little strange. It seems like it always happens in this track for some reason. So that's kind of a neat glitch. Yeah. And that is that track. We're getting pretty close to the end of the run. Oh hey, I saved time. Mainly I think in my PB I had like a menuing mistake, so I saved a little time there. But now we're heading to the last set of forces. And this is what you need, like, all of the emblems to unlock this set of forces. And they're definitely pretty challenging, and there's some pretty hard track design coming up in some of the later forces. This one isn't so bad, but in a lot of these forces, it's not really feasible to use Ludwig. It can definitely be fun to attempt to do it, but it's not really something that's viable for the run. Like, I don't think even the world record uses Ludwig in this track. And it is pretty likely it's one of the weathers in this track in particular. Oh wow, the racers are like way apart from each other, which makes it pretty likely to get stormy weathers because who is that? Because Goofy is way behind. But yeah, that's kind of just happens. You just get a lot of stormy weathers. And also that coconut there at about 5 or 10 seconds into the track, that falls like early on in the track. So if you don't go fast enough, you won't be able to just go past it without it hitting you. So that's kind of a neat detail. I think this is about the same as my PB, honestly. It looks like this will probably be like a maybe mid 37 or so, which went pretty good. It's technically on pace to be sub 37 at this point, but I had incredibly good RNG in the very last track, so I don't think that's likely at all. But we'll see how it goes. And this is probably like the first track that's like significantly harder than a lot of the others because there's a bridge coming up in this track where it's really easy to just fall. And there's also, well, there's another bridge here that it's not as bad, but this one in particular, you have to be really careful, or you'll fall in the water and that'll lose you time. And it is pretty likely to get, it is possible to get stormy weathers here, so I'm trying not to use my power up, even though I could get rid of it to get a speed boost. But this is one of the tracks where I think Huey might be used for this in like the IL world record of it, but I'm not sure. But it's definitely pretty hard to use them here. We're pretty close to the end of this run. Only a couple more tracks after this. That track went pretty well. Didn't get any stormy weathers, which can happen here. And I'm pretty sure the track coming up is just pretty much impossible to like use Ludwig on and gets like a world record time, because there's like a lot of turning in this track. Oh my gosh, and it's possible to just bump. Like, here is a pretty sharp turn where it's probably not really feasible to use Ludwig. And also there's a small short that you can do by the buddy hopping here. And that's something you couldn't really do with Ludwig, so overall, I think Huey is the fastest in this track. also another strategy is you can also use Pete for some of these tracks, and he's technically faster, but he's a little harder to use than Huey. We're getting really close to the final track of the game. Oh my gosh, yeah, if you get... That's what happens if you get bumped when you're trying to bunny hop through a place. Still pretty good time, 118, and no stormy weathers. And this last track is pretty neat because it's like it's just kind of a snowy area, and it's really easy to accidentally fall. But the thing is, the computer races are not that good at this track either, and they can fall as well. But unfortunately, that falling causes you to be more likely to get stormy weathers, and this is typically a track where you're really likely to get a lot of stormy weathers. However, in my PB, I did not get even one, so that's the main reason why I feel my PB is so hard to run against. But yeah, you see, one of the racers is way, way, way behind now. I'm not sure who that is. Yeah, that'll happen. That's stormy weather. Who is it? Oh, Minnie, okay. But yeah, expect to see stormy weathers quite a bit in this track. Should I even try this? Okay, yeah, I can get this. Oh my gosh, it didn't let me get it. Sometimes I just don't make that kind of... But yes, a lot of the times just one racer ends up way, way, way behind, and that'll happen. It's probably like a mid 37 right now, due to that happening. Because otherwise this has been pretty close to my PB on this course. Oh wow, now he's pretty close to all the other racers. Oh, yeah, it's kind of fun watching the race between all of them on the map there. There's also like a digital speedometer you can use, which I should probably be looking at, but I didn't really think to turn it on. But that's like a cheat you can unlock, and that's just like a cheat that you can unlock that replaces that meter right there with a digital speedometer, which can help for like knowing what you're doing. Time's gonna be after I do this. After this. Okay, 37:20 is a pretty good time. But yeah, that was Speedway USA. It's a really fun game that's I feel it's a lot of fun to watch and trying to look at and listen to, so thanks for watching.